Welcome to the talk. My name is Fei Wan. I'm a distinguished engineer with many years of experience delivering large-scale systems. I've been through many roles: developer, lead engineer, application architect, DevOps, cloud architect, and enterprise architect. Today, I want to share some thoughts on building bridges to drive the platform adoption through a shared responsibility. In large enterprise, there are many applications. Each application delivers to some unique business needs, and they look very different from each other. On the other side, we have platforms. Platforms in large enterprise are considered to be successful when the platform can have many applications adoption, and also through the adoption to increase the operation efficiency and development efficiency, and of course, the standardization that's brought together by this platform. That's not an easy task. How can we bridge this gap between the standardization that brought by the platform and diverse application needs? I will share some thoughts on how SRE-led architecture could help here. When we think about platform, sometimes people think about one big platform with lots of investment and lots of features. This kind of a one-size-fits-all platform will be magical when it gets to all the applications and get all the benefits we just desire to get. However, we also notice there are the greenfield applications that are relatively easy to get on top of platform. And then there are many more brownfield applications that have real-world traffic, and it's not always a good, easy fit for the platform. So we don't think the one-size-fits-all platform would meet the big enterprise need. SRE is site reliability engineering. That's a kind of a team that understands the application's needs, especially from the reliability, the scale, and the performance perspective. And also they understand how to automate many things and improve the infrastructure, improve the cloud, improve the platform. So the applications can gain all those benefits through those improvements. So if we have a SRE team, they would work with the application and look at the application architecture pattern. Is this a kind of a batch application or a microservices? Or maybe monoliths, because we still have those applications, especially in the brownfield today. With those kind of like architecture pattern, the applications can be grouped into much smaller number of categories. Once they're in those categories, another important factor that usually decides the architect choices and technology choices is what we call non-functional requirements, NFRs. For example, reliability, latency, performance. Let's use the mission-critical application as an example. Imagine this is application that is critical to the business. So if this application is down, there's direct revenue impact, which is serious. Usually, some of the non-functional requirements we would talk about for mission-critical applications are RTO, RPO, availability, SLO, and of course cost, and latency and scale. That's quite a long list. Let's break it down a little bit. RTO is the recovery time objective. Imagine when there's a disaster, how soon can this application be recovered so that it can resume the business? RPO is recovery point objective. It is data related. If it's a mission critical application that also deals with money transaction, you may not be willing to lose even any second of the data because that's direct revenue. So for those kind of application, it might be close to zero RPO. But for the applications that may not be that important from the data perspective, you can afford to lose a few seconds of data. And that's where the RPO doesn't need to be zero. Could be a few seconds, up to maybe 1 minute. Availability SLO is another important one. What's the error rate that you can tolerate so that your users are still happy and you're having a good business? 99.95 is availability SLO we hear frequently for mission critical applications. And of course, cost. How much budget do you have? How much money can you have to run this kind of applications? It actually depends on how much revenue this application can bring. For applications that grow fast with large revenue growth potential, they might have more budget to run. For applications that don't bring that much revenue or have been losing revenue, the budget could be relatively smaller. And all these influence what kind of technology choices you will have. And also latency and scale. How soon should the application be able to respond to a user needs? Is that sub 100 millisecond or 500 or even long? So these non-functional requirements are important characteristics the applications bring to the table for us to say what kind of platform building blocks are needed to pull together for the SRE to build this bridge specifically for this kind of application. So SRE can characterize the application through these different lenses and then work with the platform teams understanding what are the building blocks we have and how to get them together to form a bridge for the application team. And once this bridge is built for the application team, it will be onboarded and the developer team can just cross this bridge easily for all of these benefits they will get. Now imagine this application is running on top of the platform. How do we know it's running properly? When there's an incident that happens 3 o'clock in the morning, who do we wake up to take care of the incident? Service level objective and service level indicators are important metrics to help us understand what's going on and also build trust between the application and the platform. So the SRE can work with the application to define the important SLI and SLO that can quickly tell us whether the application is performing properly, whether its users are happy with the journey they have. And also, SRE can work with the platform to define the important SLI, SLO to show whether the users of the platform are getting what they need to get. And if there's, for example, when the error rate of an application goes up, that's a key indicator for the SLI. How do we know whether it's the application problem or the platform problem? This is time you can see the multiple dashboards between the application, the platform, to know if the application error rate is going up, but the platform error rate or the key indicators that support that application is not changing. It could quite possibly be an application platform. But if you see the application error rate go up and some of the SLI on the platform is also going up, it's quite possible something's wrong with the platform. And you need to get the platforms engaged so that those problems can be fixed, even though it shows up as an application issue. The other thing the platform needs to deal with is the constant evolution of technologies. We always have new component, new technology, new releases, and we need to roll that out as part of the platform without any application impact. How do we do that? With the confidence knowing it's not causing any application issue. Again, this is through the SLI and SLO. We can check not just the platform SLI, SLO, but also look at the application level SLI, SLO. When none of those indicators show any major changes on latency, on errors, on saturation, we know we're heading in the right direction. If any of those indicators show some error increase drastically, we got to be careful. We might introduce a problem to the applications that are critical to the business. And that's the time the platform team can actually roll back the changes without any further application impact. So this kind of like metrics help to bring transparency and also build a trust between the application and the platform team. So we're talking about three teams: the application team, the SRE team, and the platform team. We need to share responsibilities among them. Application teams and SRE team work together to co-design the building blocks that are needed for the application. We understand each application by characterizing that application through the architecture pattern, the important non-functional requirements, for example, the RTO, RPO, availability SLO, the cost, and latency and scalability. The SRE team also helps the application team to implement the SLI and SLO that are critical to understand the application health and showing how it behaves. Once the SRE team understands those characteristics for the application, they work with the platform team to co-build the specific bridge to help that application team onboard. Different building blocks from the platform are put together, and the bridge is being built. And also, key important SLI, SLO metrics are implemented so that we know the building blocks that come together to help the application teams are in good health and not causing any problem to the application level. So this is a collaboration among the teams. And once the application runs on the platform, through the SRE's help, everything also keeps refining. The application might get a new business needs that require them to change either their certain non-functional requirements, or the platform team has a cool new technology that can help many more applications running on top of it with even better latency. How do we decide which one to focus? This is where the SRE, when they understand the application's category together, we can see what are the category that we can get the most benefit by using this aggregated view through the pattern and non-functional requirements category. So that makes the refining to be beneficial driven rather than just say one application team can benefit from this function. So when we have one side diverse application needs and many different platform capabilities, we need the SRE teams to build bridges between the diverse application and platform capabilities through looking at the application as architecture patterns and important non-functional requirements. And once the application is running on top of the platform, we need the SRE to help implementing the important SLI, SLO to know whether the application is healthy and also what kind of platform improvements that we need. So SRE co-design with developers and also co-build the bridge to cross the application to the platform with the platform teams. So that's my talk for the day. I would love to hear your thoughts or answer any questions you might have. Feel free to find me on this email and also on x.com. Thank you very much.